Hello everyone. You've worked hard reviewing key math concepts, and now it's time to focus on strategies that will help you to succeed on test day. Even if you know the material, how you approach the test is very important. Let's go over some steps to help you maximize your score. Okay, first of all, general test taking strategies. And the first one we're going to look at is time management. On the SAT and the ACT test, one thing to keep in mind is that they're both timed tests, and managing time well is crucial. If you get stuck on a problem, skip it and come back later to avoid wasting valuable time. Use the process of elimination to quickly narrow down answer choices. Special reminder to those of you taking the ACT test, pace yourself carefully. 60 questions in 60 minutes means you have only 1 minute per question. All right, let's talk about multiple choice strategies. If you're unsure about an answer, eliminate obviously wrong choices. There are no penalties for guessing on the tests, which means you won't lose points for incorrect answers. Because of this, always select an answer for every question, even if you aren't sure. The best approach is to first eliminate any obviously wrong choices and then make an educated guess from the remaining options rather than picking randomly. If you must guess, choose from the most likely options rather than picking randomly. Use plugging in numbers when answer choices contain variables. Try substituting easy numbers to see which one works. For questions with answer choices in ascending order, start by testing the middle option to quickly narrow it down. In those tests that include some student-produced response questions, write answers clearly and double-check for miscalculations. If the question asks for a fraction, enter it in its simplest form. All right, some calculator tips. Use your calculator wisely. Some problems can be solved faster without a calculator. Check that you enter numbers correctly to avoid simple errors. Familiarize yourself with your calculator's functions before test day so you won't waste time. Watch out for trap answers. Tests often include tricky answer choices designed to catch common mistakes. If an answer looks too obvious, double check to see if you've misread the question. Mark and move on. If you're unsure about a question, circle it or put a little tick mark beside it. Make an educated guess and move forward. If you have time at the end of the test, go back and look at those questions that you've circled or made a tick beside that you weren't real certain about. Then look at those questions only. Don't look at the questions that you were certain about. Don't let one question or more questions eat up valuable minutes. Use the question itself for hints. Sometimes later questions provide clues that can help with earlier ones. And always scan the test for helpful information. Double check your bubble sheet. A very common mistake is misaligning answers on the bubble sheet. You don't want to be putting correct answers in incorrect places. Make sure each answer is in the correct row and column, especially when skipping questions. Manage test anxiety. If you feel nervous, take slow, deep breaths to stay calm. Remember, you don't need a perfect score, just the best score that you can achieve. All right, I want to go over some math-specific strategies here with you. Recognizing question types. Tests frequently repeat common question types. Identifying these quickly can save time. Watch for trick answers that result from common algebraic mistakes. Working backward from answer choices. If an equation-based question has answer choices, try plugging them into the original problem. This can be much faster than solving algebraically. Sketching and drawing diagrams can help as well, especially if you're a visual type of learner. For geometry problems, always draw a diagram if one is not provided. Label sides and angles and other relevant information. Estimating when possible. Some questions can be answered by estimating rather than spending more time solving exactly. This is especially useful for problems involving fractions, percentages, or large numbers. You don't always need to find the exact answer. Sometimes just knowing which answer is the closest is enough. Avoiding common pitfalls. Be careful with negative signs, distribution errors, and order of operations. If a problem seems too easy, double check that you've answered exactly what's being asked. If there's one exception, respect that. All right. Between now and test day, you can find additional practice tests if you want to continue practicing. There are many free practice tests available online. You can find them by searching for such keywords as free SAT practice test or free ACT practice test. The College Board and the ACT provide official practice materials, and other reputable test prep sites also offer full-length tests. Practicing under timed conditions will help you to get comfortable with the pacing and the question types. recognize what your own weaknesses and strengths are, and with less and less time until test day, practice on what needs to be practiced most. Remember, retaking the test, you always have another chance. One important thing to remember is that you can always take the test again. Many students improve their scores on a second or even third attempt after practicing and reviewing their weak areas. Use your first test as a learning experience. Identify the question types or topics that were difficult for you. Adjust your study approach and practice more before retaking the test. Colleges often consider your highest score across multiple attempts, so a retake can only help. Okay, you've now completed this course. You've not only learned essential math skills, but also developed strategies to approach the SAT and the ACT with confidence. Remember these final tips. Stay calm and focused on test day. Use process of elimination and estimation when needed. Practice under timed conditions so that you're comfortable with the pacing. Believe in yourself. Your preparation will pay off. Good luck, and I know you'll do great. If you found this video helpful, be sure to follow and leave a comment. Click the link in the comments to check out all of my math course offerings. Remember, math is a journey, and Teacher Bob will be with you every step of the way. Bye for now, and we'll see you next time.